Hey everybody, Stacks here. Welcome back to the channel. And yeah, so Excalibur number 5. It's like the girlfriend who you want really bad to like, but you're just not that into her, and you're trying to figure out how to break up with her. But she's really nice, so you don't want to hurt her feelings kind of thing. That's where I'm at with this book. I feel like I'm heading towards a it's not you, it's me conversation with Excalibur right now. So let's dive right into it, and the book begins back with Gambit and Richter, and Gambit has plunged off into this abyss, and literally he's going to dive right in it after him. Richter, that is. He goes, he follows him down, and manages to, use the power within this crystal to power the ground to basically catch Gambit midair. And from there, they bust back through to the surface, where they are met by a host of beasts, all kinds of different fuzzy creatures, flying eyeballs, tentacle monsters. Everything is bebopping around, suddenly turned on them and attacking. Well, Apocalypse pops up in their head and basically is like, yo, come to me. And they do just that. Gambit's all, I ain't coming to see you, I'm coming to see my girl. And it's just continuing with this annoying Gambit, this immature little punk. He's just been so freaking annoying this whole run. I'm tired of him. From there, we jump to London, where it's a Hydra, guys. That's a Hydra. It's definitely not a dragon. Thanks to everyone in my comments on the preview. Let me know that is definitely a Hydra and not a dragon. You guys rock. So what happens here in London? Nothing of significance. Basically, Peter Wisdom is flirting with Betsy Braddock, and he tells her, look, here's where you can get to a gateway, but I can't go with you. That's all that happens there in Britain, or London. From there, we jump to Rogue, and she's in this dreamscape, and she's approached by a dog, this flame dog that we saw earlier, and it's very friendly, and they drop a all dogs go to heaven reference here. Now, some would say that's a Disney not Disney reference, but the animated 1989 movie reference, while others would say it was the 1965 black and white movie from the Outer Limits reference. But to each his own. Whichever it is, doesn't really matter, because Rogue follows the dog down to what ends up being these monuments that are like Stonehenge, but of sentinel heads, which is pretty cool. But for whatever reason, Rogue can sense that Gambit's in trouble, so she kind of accepts that, and then suddenly Apocalypse is popping out of the ground, and she starts remembering what's going on, and then this giant stone Apocalypse just blasts her with this energy of some kind. And with that, you jump back out to Apocalypse. And you're thinking, finally, we're at the scene where you're going to get this giant Apocalypse throwdown against all these monsters. It's finally going to happen. 5 issues into this, we've been waiting for this action. And then Gambit shows up. Gambit and Richter show up. And rather than them going in and fighting these giant beasts that are invading from Otherworld, these idiots start fighting each other. And now for the first trick of the day, I'm going to try to explain to you why they're arguing. So initially, Gambit accuses Apocalypse of trying to get rid of Gambit, trying to get him out of the picture while Rogue is waking up. And it's like, Apocalypse is the one who just summoned you back. Well, from there we find out that Gambit did a little bit of something he shouldn't have done, in that he went and requested other mutants to try to get into Rogue's head after Betsy originally couldn't get into her head when she first went into this cocoon state. So what we find out he did is he basically went to some of the other telepaths and had them give her a nudge, is what he says. And Apocalypse just looks over at him, calls him an idiot. He's like, you idiot. And explains that these are matters of cosmic timing. And he goes into a white page about how the Earth and the Moon and whatever is in the alignment of an X. And because of cosmic whatever, mutants have even more magical powers or something. It's goofy. Well, it gets into basically they're accusing Apocalypse of having a plan the whole time. He's basically saying, yeah, I had a plan. Gambit's like, I knew it. I knew Apocalypse couldn't be trusted from the start. See? And it's at that point Apocalypse tells Gambit, you're likely to kill her with your careless prodding around in matters you don't understand. I hope you're happy. And Gambit's answer, oh, I'm about to be. And it's like, really? That's... what are y'all thinking? Back with Rogue inside the dreamscape, you have her like super powered by this whatever Apocalypse image did to her, and I'm assuming it has something to do with this planetary lunar alignment thing. But all that energy is inside her, and it's resting inside her stomach like a child would. So what do they do? They have her grab Excalibur and jam it through her stomach. What the heck? Now, I can't tell at this point if this power goes into her or if this power leaves her. After relooking this, apparently this has something to do with transferring the seat of power. I don't know. But what I can tell you is suddenly she remembers that Rachel Summers' Prestige is the fire dog for whatever reason. Which apparently Rogue knows that now, but she didn't know that like 2 minutes ago. Back on Earth, Apocalypse and Gambit are exchanging blows, and it's not gonna last long for Gambit. Apocalypse here actually calls him an insolent, ungrateful, wicked boy. It's like, that's the best insult you could do, Apocalypse. All the 10,000 years or whatever, and you couldn't drop something better than that. But I'll tell you what he did drop. He dropped Gambit. Boom, right into the ground. He just hammered him in there like a freaking railroad spike. He just, boom. It's at this point that Apocalypse goes to take the crystals that Richter brought back and finish whatever this ritual is that he's been trying to complete. And when he does, you find out that the crystals have already been spent, and Richter has to explain that he needed to take the energy to save Gambit. Anyways, Richter basically says, oh, I thought you needed the stones, not the power inside of them, which is absurd. I mean, come on, really? And then Jubilee shows up. It's like, what happened to Gambit? And Apocalypse was like, he was turning on us. And Captain Britain's the only one that's actually thinking here. He's like, yeah, Apocalypse is right. Gambit was being a distraction. We need to get this ritual complete so we can shut this stupid gateway and get these monsters out. So anyways, as Apocalypse is trying to figure this out, and he makes a comment that a 10,000-year-old bone's gone in an accident to save a vagabond. And he looks down, he sees Gambit, and he's like, is it somewhere in here then, what I need? And he's considering using Gambit for this ritual, and suddenly out of nowhere Rogue flies in and just pops him, and Rogue goes after him saying, you trapped me in a coffin. He's like, I did, but only after you touched the place where Otherworld and Krakoa connect with your heart and your mind, and let your gifts draw that power into you. Well, it's at that point that she grabs him and starts draining his energy from him, despite the fact that, I mean, I guess she's just acting purely on emotion here, because you kind of need Apocalypse in this fight. He's the guy that's supposed to be closing the gate. Where is everybody else telling Rogue to stand down at this point? But that's when we get a bit of a twist here, because as Apocalypse is sitting there yelling, he tells her, do it. The crystals were made from mutant bones thousands of years old. My own bones are older perhaps. And he just keeps coaxing her on. Keep going. Take my life, my power. Kill me, Rogue. Complete the ritual. Yes. And then suddenly the gate just completely explodes. I guess all these creatures are getting sucked back inside of it. And Apocalypse is just toasty. He's just got steam coming off of him. He's dead. Betsy's sitting there like just kind of disgusted by the smell of, burnt old man. And when you look over at Rogue, she actually knows the plan that Apocalypse had now. How he wasn't just wanting to stop Morgan Le Fay, but how he wants the throne of Otherworld. Oh, and as far as Rogue absorbing all those powers, well, it's gonna have a negative impact on her, because apparently she is glowing blue and has Apocalypse jaw now. Or is that more accurately Apocalypse cheeks? Y'all tell me what you think. And guys, that's it for Excalibur number 5. And I do not enjoy doing I guess negative reviews. I don't like doing them on the channel, but this was not well written. It was not a good book. I don't think the characterization was good in this one. I didn't like it. Ultimately, I was disappointed. I felt like the action should have been much more outward, but instead it ended up being, mutant on mutant violence. I think Marcus Toe did a good job on the art. I do not think that Tini Howard did a good job on the storyline and tying it all together. Maybe it'll do a better job of explaining what exactly happened in the next issue. I'm not going to drop it from my pull list just yet, but it's on the cusp. I mean, I'll give them the first 6 issues for all these Dawn of X titles, but some of them are probably going to fall off, and I'm going to go pick up some different books, because I'm not feeling this. I'm not feeling Excalibur. Honestly, this has probably dropped to the bottom as far as Dawn of X titles. I mean, even New Mutants, when it's in space and not in on Earth, is a better book than this is right now. And look, I've been cautiously optimistic about this book. I've tried to enjoy it. I've kind of overlooked some of the shortcomings that it's had, but I mean, because I wanted to like it. I really wanted to enjoy this book, and it's kind of been a letdown. I hate that. Anyways, guys, wish I had better news, but I don't. But I still hope you guys have a great weekend. Make sure you hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't yet. I certainly appreciate you helping me continue to grow the channel. And of course, leave your comments and tell me what you thought about this book. Did this hyped up, should have been the big issue, let you down, or are you just still hoping that number 6 is going to pull it out? Let me know down in the comments below, guys. I appreciate you. That's all I got. Real Comic Stacks out.